Are you looking to level up your CSS skills and impress during your next interview? Looking no further, in this tutorial we will dive into top 5 CSS interview questions that you need to know to demonstrate your expertise and stand out from the crowd. In this tutorial we will cover what are the advantages of CSS, explain the CSS component, explain the different kinds of selector and ways to target the elements, explain the CSS box model and its elements, and the most important one, explain the preferred way of font sizing. These are the top 5 CSS questions that are frequently asked for fresher front-end developer. By the end, you will have a solid understanding of how to approach and answer each question in a clear and confident manner. So let's get started and boost your chances of landing your dream job. The first question, what are the advantages of CSS? You can say it helps in loading the pages faster as there is no need for writing HTML tag attribute every time. In CSS, it can be declared once and kept used many times. And third, it also helps in saving time as the same CSS style sheet can be used in other HTML pages as well. So you can add many more here. It's up to you, but if you can say the 3 points, that would be enough. The next one, explain the CSS component. A selector is an HTML tag at which style will be applied. The tags are like h1, etc. So basically in the first point you can say the what is CSS component, and you can like say some of the CSS component name like h1, p, body. So these are the CSS component. And the second point, you can say the property is the type of HTML tag attribute which is converted into CSS properties. Example of these are the border, color, etc. So the third point, you can say the values that are assigned to properties like defining any value of color or any other defined properties in CSS. So these 3 points you can say when your interviewer asks explain the CSS components. The third one, explain the different kinds of selector and ways to target the elements. So the different kind of selector are tags, ID and classes. The tag in CSS helps in referring to the HTML tag. The ID helps in referring to the HTML tag ID attribute, and the class helps in referring to the class attribute on the HTML tag. So you can say when interviewer asks the different kind of selector and ways to target elements. So in the last portion you can say the different ways to target elements are tag, class and ID. With the help of tag, it can be targeted to the body, and class has been specified in the HTML. It can be targeted with the class name. The ID can be targeted with hash ID. I mean ID name. The fourth one, explain the CSS box model and its elements. The CSS box model consists of the following items that are margin, border, padding and content. A margin is the topmost layer and in which the overall structure is described. A border is between margin and padding, or it can be defined as the padding and content around with a border. The background color affects the border. Padding is space between border and content. It means if an element has the background color, and that color will be also filled in padding. Content is the actual data shown. So keep in mind this question is important. Just be prepared for that. The final one, and it is one of the very most important question. I almost see everywhere ask this question. Explain the preferred way of font sizing. You know, the font sizing is very important topics when we are going to building the responsive website. So the font sizing, how font sizing control in CSS, you can say in CSS defining the font size is very important for making the content as per the requirement. The size of the text mainly focused on the unit that you have used. The unit can be px, em, rm, percentage, bs and bh. Mainly pixels is used for defining the font sizes. As we know that all the browsers do not support the same fonts. Mainly web-safe fonts are installed in the same systems, and browsers are sometimes not able to recognize them. To avoid this fallback, font is used to display the content in a browser. That's a wrap on our top 5 CSS interview questions tutorial. I hope you found this information helpful and feel more confident in your CSS skills. Remember, practice makes perfect. So keep exploring and experimenting with CSS on your own. Don't forget to share this tutorial with your friends and colleagues who are preparing for front-end developer interview. Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy coding. Thank you.